she applied to any policy instrument from the Burmese government. Because right now we actually need to move on and bring in Daniel. Where is Daniel? Is he? Well,
Yeah.
I don't. You are perfect. So come up on stage, Tracy. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you for your help. And please, anybody ask me questions privately, happy to speak to you.
Yeah, Tracy is going to join us also for the panel in half an hour. So you are more than welcome also to stay in touch and keep sitting. And so listen now to the talk from Daniel.
Thank you.
Mafalda, we were actually listening to you right now.
Okay.
Perfect.
So Daniel.
Yep.
Hi. The stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
For
I think
being
my
here.
screen is right.
Looks good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I'm from East Africa, Ethiopia. So today I would be like sharing my idea on how we use immersive technologies, especially to help out the tourism sector. So we apply gamifying things for this technology so that it is really important for the viewer. So I will be representing our company, Guzo Technologies, and our startup idea called Guzomap. So let me start by saying a few things about myself. So I'm the CEO and founder of Guzo Technologies. I'm also working as an independent contractor and trainer for Gabia Inc. So basically, Gabia Inc. is a well-known educational institute that I usually most of the time train web front-end technologies and also IoT for trainees, especially they are based in Africa. So just to move on about say a few things about Guzo Technologies. Guzo Technologies is a startup company based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We do AR and VR content design, development, and implementation. So this is what today's topic would be. And we have also an IoT platform and prototyping department, which we mostly develop our own hardwares. But this time we use the IoT platform entirely to hook it with the VR technology so that we have our own XR platform. And the last but not least is the enterprise software design and development part. So Guzomap, so this is our project. So let me just say a few things about Guzo itself. So when we say Guzo, it means travel in Amharic. So when we came up with this name, it lets you like to travel virtually, so that you will have a map kind of things, and you can just go there and visit those places. So it's all-in-one photo and video virtual tour platform. This was like almost before I started this company. It was my capstone project while I was in campus. So now it's almost 6 years back. I was doing this project for my university, and so for students who came from different areas of the country to that university, they will have like a prior knowledge of how it looks, how the university looks like, where are like the dorms, the hospitals, the restaurants. They can get easily this kind of information. So after a while, I and my friends came up with this website, having some places. We try to include several hotels and historical destinations. So basically, it lets you like to visit with a 360 panoramic experience. It can be a video, it can be a picture with different hotspots. so that you will have a brief information about that place. You can share it on social media. So this was like the start of Guzomap technology. Then after we established our company, almost now it's 8-9 months back, we came up with like, why don't we like modify our platform into an XR instead of like taking pictures. In order to take pictures and put it on website, it needs to be like physically available. That's what we believe. Like when we try to make all those places available on our website, we need to go there, take those pictures, do the stitching. Since we don't have this 360 camera by the time, it was like really hard. But now we came up with like creating the photorealistic scene from the ground up. So the inspiration was the Lion King movie. The entire movie was done in a virtual reality environment. It was having different gaming engines, especially Unreal Engine. So we also used the same technology stack here at our office, and we tried modeling all the famous historical heritage. We need to go get a brief detail about that place, especially the historical background, so we are not messing up some evidence, but it's really hard. So doing such kind of historical sites. So we modeled do the modeling part on a 3D software. We use Blender for those like tech people out there, and we also use Unreal Engine and develop the entire game for a VR environment. So I think it's hard maybe to play a video from here. I don't want to miss my presentation, but you can check on YouTube by searching like Bakafa's Palace as indicated above. So it's a really interesting project. It was one of our MVP projects as a minimum viable product. We came up with this. You can just grab the file, you can take a tour, you can just navigate to all the places you want. There are like interactions, since it's game, there are interactions, and if there are some historical lessons you need to know by the time when this castle was functioning. So you can take this as a game and play maybe with bow and arrow. You will take some bow and arrow and play with those as a game. So this was the concept behind like recreating everything from the scratch and putting it on a 3D environment. This will give us a chance to include all the heritage sites which are not even physically available right now. Like only 75% of those historical sites are available. Some of them are damaged, some of them are not even having the actual beauty of what it's been before. So this is like we are trying to put 300 and 400 years back, even 1,000 years back history to online. So this really gives us a good opportunity, especially during this COVID. I will come back to the COVID outbreak and its impacts. So the second thing we added this platform is a digital virtual tour guide, or we call her Lucy, since she is famous, it's a well-known name. Lucy is given for the first human-like skeleton found in Afar. So we took the name from that and gave it to our digital assistant. So basically what Lucy does is she's AI enabled. She can know, she can hear us so that we can give her like some commands or ask her about specifics about that place. So she will take us to all the tour points and also explain how the history. So for the time being, we also included the Google speech engine for this project. which let us like to understand more than 100 different languages instantly to our platform. So anyone from any part of the world, they can just give or ask a question so that Lucy would answer based on her programmed data that is available on our platform. So she will dress up like with the cultural thing that is like she can reflect the place. So if she is like the northern part of our country, the dress will be different. So since Ethiopia consists like more than 80 different nations and nationalities, it's easier for us like to switch her clothes and her different styles based on the places that we are putting online. So visitors will get it like more immersive, and at the same time they can just ask anything they want and take the tour like it was like nothing before like possible as of like the old ways. So these days I will be back to my presentation. The international tourist arrivals is going down. As you can see on the graph, this I got this study from Addis Ababa Hotel Owners Association. They conducted this research. So I'm more focused into the Ethiopian context, but I guess I believe it's the same for all African countries, because now the international tourist arrival is going really bad. As you can see, it's indicating like it's below 0%, which is minus 30%. From what we expect, this is really bad. So especially the tourism sector is now closed. I can say 100% like that. We are like losing more than $35 million each and every month. There is a current city-wise occupancy rate is going down. It's less than 2%, as you can see. So it's really hurting. This COVID outbreak is really hurting this sector. So the only option, like to stand the sector again, or to help with or make it stable again, is by boosting all these places or supporting all these places through a virtual reality platform. So operating as a virtual reality platform company, especially in Africa, is really hard. Most of the time what I face when I do similar presentations, similar conferences, we do have a lot of this in support. We do practice most of these emerging technologies like AI, VR, AR, and also blockchain, but it's really bad when you are looking for investors. But investors, most of the time, our local investors, they are not interested in supporting the sector. But now I think it's really obvious there is no other option to help out this tourism and hospitality industry other than VR and AR platforms in an affordable way. Our plan was to develop an Ethiopian XR kind of project, because since we are based in Ethiopia, and it's easier to do our own historical places first before we jump into the other African countries. It was like easier to create all this and put it in airports. So whenever there are like transits and also some tourists, we were like planning to enable them. Maybe they could be taking this as their plan, so that next time when they visit Ethiopia or any African country, they will be visiting this place. So if we just keep developing all this place and put it inside airports, it is easier for visitors to visit and have this experience. So as a data, just to give you an insight, in Ethiopian Airlines, there are like almost 11 to 12 million visitors came annually. So these visitors like are transits. They are not entering Ethiopia, but they are like transit visitors. So if they will be staying here for 3 hours, 5 hours, or it can be 8 hours. So if we just have such kind of platforms placed in our airport, imagine if they pay us like maybe $1 for each 5-minute video tour or a VR experience, we might have a $1 million revenue each year. So for African countries, this means a lot. But now this COVID outbreak, it totally closed the tourism sector, and this is our only option to work on and put it available on market. So one thing to mention regarding the XR platform, since we call it XR because we are also creating our own motion platforms, motion simulator platforms. So one project is we are about to sign off is I'm just giving you an insight. It's based in Lalibela. It's like historical church. So there are like around 11 churches in a single place, and they are all connected with a tunnel. So it's good to have a roller coaster experience with in-house motion platform. So if we just buy this from, for example, China, it might cost us around $3,000 to $20,000. But as a startup company and as an IoT enthusiast as well, we are creating our own motion platform. So it will give us more immersive experience when our visitors tour this. So this was what we've been doing to help out our XR platform. So this is what makes us like to talk more about VR and also this XR in general, XR platform, especially during this outbreak. Most hotels are now closed. So as you can see on the chart, almost 56% of hotels are now closed. And the Addis Ababa Hotels Owners Association survey indicates like almost their 88% of their members are either they are partially decided to close or fully closed their hotels due to this occupancy rates, the low occupancy rates. So we are losing a lot of revenue out of this, and also there is a low rate of having a chance to recover back from this outbreak. But just to make it stable, I think what we are forcing, if there are any African developers on this VR and AR technologies will agree with this idea. There is no other way to put our historical sites, heritage, online other than this VR experience. So by making it or by adding some gamified experience on top of this, it will create more immersive and attractable experience to the visitors. So these days, even we are conducting our meeting with a virtual platform. So it's possible to have a similar experience for African heritage. I'm focusing on the African heritage because they are the one which are like behind every other developed country. We get like a very low amount of revenue out of this. So I think this will help out to recover back from this damage. So according to the Oxford Economics research on coronavirus impacts and recovery, they say the 2019 figures of this level, international visitor arrivals, will take several years as they indicate. But even on the major cities, it can be expected in 2021, but will be below 2019's figure. So it's really hard to bring back that figure after this coronavirus. So if it lasts maybe this year, probably we might recover it back, but it's really hard for major cities. And if you consider African countries, yeah, definitely it's a really bad thing. So as a startup and with my team, we are really working hard on combining all these technologies as of our own skills to put it online and make us one of our revenue platform to the country. So this model can be even shared with a lot of other African countries. I also got in contact with major VR AR enthusiasts all over Africa. So they got the same ambition on this platform to build up similar platforms on virtual storytelling. Regarding the AR sector, also we are developing a smart book. So probably if you join our YouTube page, we keep posting some of our findings and experiments every time when it's ready. So I'm inviting you like to watch our works. It's hard maybe to showcase it on stage, but if you just join our YouTube page, you can see the roller coaster example, the virtual production taste for storytelling, and also some of our media coverage. So it's easier to understand the platform of Guzomap. Thank you.
Perfect. Daniel, thank you very much. If anyone has questions, please put them on the public chat. Thank you very much for all this introduction, Daniel. It's yeah, we're all living pretty much everywhere in the world the impact of COVID-19. So and I think that to get the numbers back to what they were, I think that we need to understand that we're not going to do business as usual anymore, because yeah, things are changing, and because we already changed. Our tourism attitude is going to be different. So yeah, for sure. Jessica is asking if your presentation is available somewhere.
Yeah, maybe I can send the link or I will attach it maybe. Is there a way to share to the public here?
If you could just upload maybe on the Google Docs and then sharing as an open presentation and then sharing on the public chat, that would be great.
Perfect, I will do that. It's not available on Google, but I will post it and share the links here.
Yeah. Francis is asking if the content for the gamified tour is available on an app.
One is the question. Is there a content for the gamified?
Yeah,
no, it's not available for public use. It's on in-house, and also the project is funded by some government officials, so it's not available for public. But now, after this COVID outbreak, we are planning to release some of the application on Steam VR and Oculus Store. That's our plan. Yeah. Okay. There are any more questions? Yeah, I think someone posted about Guzomap. Yeah, Grigori, thanks. Posted our page from LinkedIn. Thanks. So how do you monetize your work? The monetization strategy is to partner up with some business companies, especially in Ethiopia. There are some resorts. Since we do gamified content, mostly resorts are interested in our work, and different hotels. So we have a revenue share model, so that anyone who uses our platform and who pays for it we will split back with the business. And the second thing is, like I mentioned, with airports. So the business model is especially the same as well for the other business. So it's basically a revenue share model. That's how we plan to monetize. So the sources are, most of the time, it's B2B business. So that was what we planned. What do you plan to expand where do you plan to expand? Okay. Especially this outbreak really hurt the plans that we've been doing for a while, but we've been like looking for investors, and we are trying to negotiate with some of them, but the current situation is making them more not to be interested as before, but we are trying our best like to see this and to expand. What I see for Guzomap technology is not only limited for Ethiopia. We need to establish the same thing for other African countries. On top of this tourism, we are also working on EdTech. So that's how we see our company. Regarding museums, yeah, of course. So the smart book on AR platform, that's really useful for museums. So we are preparing an on-site tour. So you just need to download our app and hover on our available smart book so that you can have more detailed experience about the museums. So that is the plan. But the current situation, especially in Ethiopia, is not good to contact all these bodies. Everything is closed. So that's also one of our plan.
Okay.
Any question? I think it's done.
It's pretty much this. Of course, everyone can buzz and can reach out to Daniel after this presentation. So thank you, Daniel, for this actually really interesting focus on what is happening right now. And yeah, for sure, it's I think it's the perfect entry point to yeah.
Exactly
that. No, thank you, Daniel. Because again, it points out the challenges that we're dealing right now, and the way or the several ways, the diversified ways that VR and AR can actually bring in solutions. So, to discuss this, I then invite Mafalda Frenges, Barbara, and Tracy